How to Get Polish Citizenship in 2026. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andre, and I work at Progress Holding. For 20 years, Progress Holding has been helping investors and entrepreneurs from more than 30 countries confidently enter the Polish market and successfully develop their businesses. Our team supports clients at every stage, from company registration to daily accounting and administrative support. Today, we will talk about one of the most exciting topics for foreigners in Poland: how to obtain Polish citizenship in 2026. Obtaining Polish citizenship, and subsequently a passport, is not just a change of document. This is the right to live, work, and study in any of the 27 countries of the European Union. This is full political rights, and in the end, this is stability. We will analyze all legal ways, their requirements, timing, and cost. Let's get started. 7 ways to obtain citizenship. So, the good news is that there is more than one path. Polish law provides for at least 7 main ways to become a citizen. The most common, naturalization, that is, by length of residence, to paths associated with Polish roots, such as recognition as a Pole or the Poles card. There are also options through the President's decision, marriage, and repatriation. Today, we will take a closer look at the most popular and realistic of them. Path 1. Naturalization. Let's start with naturalization. This is the main, standard path for most foreigners who do not have Polish roots. Key requirements. Duration. You need to live in Poland for 3 years after receiving the permanent card or EU resident card. This is important, not just 3 years, but 3 years on a permanent status. Income. You must show that you have a stable income. For 2025, this is approximately 4,666 Polish zloty gross per person from January 1st, 2025. Housing. You must have a formal lease, or better yet, ownership of your home. Language knowledge. This is a must. You need to pass the state exam and receive a certificate of knowledge of Polish at level B1 plus fee for obtaining the certificate. It is worth considering that they are now considering introducing a B2 certificate to confirm the level. And of course, no criminal record. Documents for naturalization. Meeting the requirements is half the way. The second half is to prove it with documentation. Bureaucracy is a serious part of the process. You will need a standard set, which we see in 2 columns. On the left are the basic documents, the application itself, your autobiography, which will need to be written in Polish, the same B1 certificate and photographs. On the right is the evidence base, income certificates. This could be your PITS, contracts, police clearance certificates, both from Poland and from your home country, and, of course, a housing contract. An important point: all documents in a foreign language must be translated by a sworn translator. Path 2. Recognition as a Pole by roots. Now, there is a completely different path: recognition as a Pole. It does not depend on how long you have lived in Poland. It depends on your blood, on your ancestors. If you had Poles in your family, parents, grandparents, or even great-grandparents, you can apply for this path. The most difficult thing here is the documents. We need a strong evidence: old Polish passports, birth certificates from churches, military ID cards of the Polish army. If you can find such documents in the archives, your path to citizenship will be much shorter. Processing takes on average 6 to 12 months. Shortcuts for ethnic Poles. If you have verified Polish roots, you have the 2 fastest routes to a passport. Card of Pole. The card itself is not citizenship, but this is the golden ticket. With it, you come to Poland, immediately receive a permanent card, permanent residence, and after 1 year of legal residence here, you can apply for citizenship. A year instead of 3, as with naturalization. Repatriation. This is the fastest way of all. It is intended for people of Polish origin from the countries of the former USSR. You receive a special visa, and the moment you arrive, the moment you cross the border, you immediately become a citizen of Poland. Plus, you receive serious financial support from the state for adaptation. Path 3. Through marriage. Of course, we cannot forget to mention the path through marriage, but it is important to dispel the myth. Marriage with a Pole does not automatically give citizenship. This is a fast track, but not instantaneous. The conditions are as follows. You must be married for at least 3 years, and at the same time live in Poland on the basis of a residence card for at least 2 years. And yes, the B1 language proficiency exam is also required here. And be prepared for inspections. The authorities will carefully check whether your marriage is a sham. Taking photos together, sharing a bank account, asking neighbors is standard practice. Features for citizens of Ukraine. Ukrainians are the largest group of foreigners in Poland, and there are important advantages for them. First, statistics. In 2024, 18.5 thousand applications were submitted, and 77% of them were approved. This is a very high score. Secondly, the most important point for today, the time you lived in Poland on the basis of UKR status, temporary protection, fully counts towards the period required for naturalization. This is a huge advantage. Of course, there are also difficulties, for example, with obtaining some certificates from Ukraine in wartime, but in general, the path for Ukrainians is now as clear as possible. Submission procedure, steps. No matter which path you choose, the administrative procedure will look roughly the same. Let's go through the steps. Preparation. This is your home stage. Collection of all certificates, translations, obtaining a B1 certificate. Submission. You sign up for a visit and submit the collected package of documents to your Voivodeship Office. Verification. The longest stage. Your documents are sent for verification to different authorities. Police, Border Guard, Security Service, ABW. Decision. You receive the coveted letter with a positive decision, decyzja. Oath. This is a solemn and exciting moment. You take an oath of allegiance to the Polish Republic. Passport. And finally, the finale. With the decision on citizenship, you submit documents for an internal ID and a foreign passport. Realistic deadlines. And now about the most painful thing, about the timing. This slide contains real statistics that clearly show how much your place of residence affects the wait. Look at the difference. In Białystok, where the flow of foreigners is smaller, you can get a decision in 6 to 10 months. And in Warsaw, due to the huge workload, the same process can take 1.5 or even 2 years. If you live in Warsaw or Krakow, be patient. Cost of the procedure in 2026. How much does all this cost? If you don't count the services of lawyers and intermediaries and only talk about official payments, then the amount is quite reasonable. The state fee for the examination of the case itself is 1,000 zlotys. It is 250 euros. Language exam. B1, 420 zlotys. It is 100 euros. The largest variable cost is sworn translations of your documents. Here you can spend from 500 to 1,000 zlotys. It is 120 to 250 euros. And after, 140 zlotys. It is 60 euros for the production of a passport. If you consult with specialists, the costs will increase. In total, all official expenses fall within 2,000 to 3,000 zlotys. It is 500 to 750 euros. Frequently asked questions, Part 1. Let's look at the most frequently asked questions. Is it possible to have dual citizenship? Yes. Poland allows dual citizenship. You don't have to give up your first passport to get a Polish one. But be sure to check the laws in your home country. Some countries do not recognize or prohibit dual citizenship. What to do if you refuse? Failure is not the end. You have 14 days to file an appeal to the voivode. If this does not help, you can contact the administrative court. Most often, they are refused due to income problems or minor violations of the law. Frequently asked questions, Part 2. 2 more popular questions. Do you need to serve in the army? No, Poland has had a professional army since 2009. There is no compulsory conscription. You, like all citizens, will be registered with the military, but you will not be drafted. Is it possible to speed up the process? Legal? No. There is no acceleration fee. All offers to solve the issue for money are most likely a scam. The only legal way is to file a complaint for inaction if the person seriously violates the deadlines established by law. Let's summarize. What do you need to remember? Standard path, 3 years of permanent residence, knowledge of the B1 language, and a stable income. Fast path, if there are roots. This is the Poles card. With her, only 1 year of residence. Set yourself to wait, 1 to 2 years. Costs, about 2,000 zlotus. It is 500 euros for official payments. And most importantly, avoid scammers and sham marriages. This could result not only in refusal, but also in criminal liability. Obtaining citizenship is not only the end of a long journey, but also the beginning of a new stage. You have new opportunities, including for doing business. If, after receiving your passport, you decide to open your own company, LLC, or register as a private entrepreneur, our company, Progress Holding, will be happy to help you, from registration to full accounting support. Thank you for your attention, and see you soon.